Hi guys, in this video I'm going to make a Christmas village.
Scruffy Crow.
Okay, so we are in my garage right now, and this is why I've stopped filming in here, because it is currently very, very full. As you'll know if you've watched a few of my videos, I've been meaning to move house for quite some time now, and have not been able to, so this garage has slowly been filling up whilst I've been half packing and getting ready to move, as well as not having room in my tiny house. But it's Christmas, so I'm going to go and retrieve some of these bits and pieces to decorate part of my living room. So I think we're going to need, looks like we're going to need some stuff out of this box. This box looks good too. Appears to be some unrelated Christmassy stuff down here. Might grab that.
Oh, and we've got some more houses down here.
So I'm just going to grab all of these, take them inside and sort through them. Okay, so I'm in the house now and I've started laying out the beginnings of my village. So we've got a nice two-storey house there. I've got my little watchtower there with some stables, a carriage, some of the Christmas trees. This is what all the trees that I have looked like when I first got them. But I've got a whole bunch of these and stripped the snow off and re-leafed them. But these two have survived. Oh, got a random deer. I didn't put that there. I've got a little fenced off area with a traditional mirror pond, because my nan always used to do that. And we've got an empty space. Now this is for my Norman church, which is currently with Johnny Watson from Johnny Watson Gaming. So I need to go and reclaim that.
Okay, so next up we've got some lights here. These are a very thin strand, multicolour lights. I quite like them because they are USB powered, so I can essentially plug them straight into the mains. They've got a few different functions, including this sort of trial mode, where they sort of flick between the different variations, and this much more calm one here, where they sort of fade in and out. What I've done is I've twisted these round, so this is two strands here, and for most of the thing I've twisted them round just so the lights are a bit closer together, a bit denser. So I'm going to start down this end. I'm just going to start tucking this under the eaves of my houses. All of these buildings are modular, so every floor is separate. I was kind of tempted to glue them down, but just in case I ever wanted to play some kind of skirmish game where you can get inside the buildings, I decided to leave them all like this. Okay, so that's given me something a bit like this, which I think looks quite pretty. It's certainly not the neatest job, because of the weird stiffness of the wire and the way it all works. It's quite tricky to get them to stay in the right places. I'll faff with it and finesse it a little bit, but I think that's the basic setup. Oh, my notice board's fallen over. I've not really spoke about these buildings, so the ones either here and here, they can either be bought from war bases or laser cut models. I'll leave some links in the description. This is hand built, so the top half is cardboard and coffee stirrers, and the bottom half is Herstart moulds, as is the base of this building here, also Herstart moulds. I think my carriage is from TT Combat. The fences are Games Workshop. This is from Ainsley Castings, I believe. The little notice board is from the Dunkeldorf Kickstarter. And the trees are from my local garden centre last Christmas. So as I said, we're not going for some sort of true scale, super accurate layout with the lights and the layout. We're just trying to make something look pretty and festive, in lieu of having a Christmas tree in my living room this year, because of space issues. Okay, so the next ingredient is from upstairs in my room. I've also been packing up here. So my to-do shelf is empty, and my done but don't have a home yet shelf is essentially empty, but I did leave some stuff out. So these are, on the most part, Dunkeldorf models, a couple from the latest Kickstarter, mostly from the older one. This guy is from... This guy's not. This guy's from a company whose name escapes me right now. But I'll put it back down in the miniatures. But I'll put the name down in the comments. Here's my little halfling statue that from a video a couple of days ago. Yeah, more Dunkeldorf minis. And this little dwarf Santa from my last video. So I'm going to take all these downstairs and add them to my scene. Okay, so we've added a few bits and pieces to my scene. We've got the friendly halfling here, minding the barrel. The Cow in the Corset pub has moved its festivities outside for some reason. We've got the local drunk waiting to fill up his mug. And some more revellers enjoying their drinks. Also enjoying the entertainment of the bard. And we've got my cat sheltering in the barn there, or in the stables. Over this way, we've got the mayor, his bodyguard, guarding the tower, trying to stamp any Christmas spirit down, and the bailiff visiting someone's house on Christmas Day. Spread the opposite of cheer, and another noblewoman stood near a carriage. Tiny dwarf Santa moving between all this. So I built something very similar to this last year as well. One thing that did bother me was the roofs. I've never been completely happy with the way I painted them, but that's not the point. We've got the snow on the ground. This year it's made out of small packaging. Last year I made it out of an actual snow blanket that they sold in Hobbycraft. So this is just thin wadding. So this is actually the size it was last year. Where this is. So I used the other half of this. So I used the other half of it last year, and I cut the pieces and added them to the roofs. Now I remember that being a particular hassle, but I think I'm going to go whole hog on that and do them all now. But having just got those lights in place, I can't quite face it at the moment. So when I get the final part, I will finish up all the roofs, hopefully with a bit of snow as well. Okay, I went and reclaimed my church from Johnny Watson. And I am adding snow to it. So this is the main church roof, and I have a whole table of roofs here. So this is off my tower, I've got one off the big house, and some more bits from the church. So all I'm doing here is I'm using some double-sided sticky tape. I've done this before, I did this last year, so I know it comes off without doing any damage to the paint. And if it does, it's only, a lot of these roofs need a bit of a repaint anyway. So I'm just putting a couple of bits like that. This is, as I said, the snow sheet from Hobbycraft. It's really just a bit of wadding like you'd get for like blanket making and stuff. And I'm just laying down the taped edges, wrapping that round. And then you need some pretty sharp scissors for this. I'm just cutting round. And then you can sort of stretch and tease this to your desired shape. Like so, and then we have another snow-covered little roof. So after I finish these, I think I can count my Christmas village as finished. So a new set of lights just turned up. These might be a little bit better for what I want, so I'm going to redo all the lights. Okay, so that's everything all finished up. We've added a few things. I've now added a bartender over here to the bar scene. While I was packing up some other stuff, I found this pack of festive pipe cleaners. So I've added these a few places. I've used them as bunting on some of the houses here, some uprights on there, and also to decorate my Christmas tree. I've swapped over the lights on the main part for the newer ones that just arrived, that are constantly on, but also a little bit better spaced. And I stuffed the old lights into the church, so it looks like they're having a bit of a rave over there. especially if I do this. Things are getting a bit nuts in there now. But all in all, I am pretty happy with the way this has come out again. I think it looks nice and festive, and it's adding a little bit of Christmas cheer in the midst of all my packing and all the other stresses that you have in your normal life. I think it's nice to do something a bit fun and a bit silly like this. So I'm happy I bothered to do it. It's been a nice little amusement, and it'd be cool to keep it there in the middle of my living room right up until after Christmas.